Hello and welcome to another watercolour demonstration. Today's subject is a very simple one, so great for beginners and more experienced alike. So this is at Morstan Quay in Norfolk. It was 9:30 in the morning, misty low grey clouds it says here. This one was done way back almost 7 years ago in 2014. Various greens in the foreground. It's a dark gorse bush here. Say there's mist in the background. A lighter sky near the horizon. Grey sky. And here we have a few boats and masts. Some distant trees. And a little decking here. And a few pieces of foliage. So quite straightforward, and we'll get straight into this one. Okay, lighter down the sky. I think what we'll do is we'll pop in some water. Oops. And some Payne's grey. Grey sky. Just follow my notes really. Keep that nice and light. Pop in some raw sienna. Just in that. Well, this has obviously got to dry off a bit. And then I think we'll put an underpainting of this as well, just for a bit of unity. Kind of works for all of the grasses. We've got greens in here, haven't we, as well? Just warm it up a little bit at the front, a little bit stronger. Okay. That's the first stage done, and we're going to let that dry off. Okay, let's move into stage or step 2. And this is all dry. I've just kept this a little bit damp here. We're going to put in some ultramarine, sort of in with that grey mixture there. So we've kind of got a grey sort of blue. This is the medium-sized mop brush. And then we'll go in a little bit darker. Just let that drop in and dot in and do its own thing with the blues. That's that can just blend in and do what it's got to do. I'm just going to run some clear water there just to soften that off, give it an edge. Okay, I'm just testing this. Looks okay. I think we'll get some of these greens in here, just as just clear water. This is going to be raw umber, beautiful raw umber that really does suit the marshes down there. Try and get a bit of dry in as well, dry brush stroke. Keep some of the underpainting coming through. Just keep this quite flat as a mix. We don't want to mess around, but you can start to see that granulation there. So just get rid of this strange bit of dry paint. And as we're going back a little bit, we'll just take out some of this, just to soften that off a bit. There you go. And have this moving backwards would help with perspective. If we keep it, there we go. Bit of dry in there, a bit of dry brush stroke. Now if we work straight into this, we're just going to bloom around, which, you know, we might want as an effect. It said it was quite misty in the background. We kind of haven't really got that, so we're going to pop in some water. I'm going to go with this cobalt blue here, which is kind of a grey blue. And we'll pop some of that in. Just in the background there, and over here, dot in a little bit more. I'm going to dry that off. So this is nice and dry. I'm going to bring in the number 2 brush now. It's a Skoda, and we're just going to pop in a few of the masts using this raw umber. Some of them will be liquidy. Some of them, I'm just practicing the stroke there, look, practicing down before I commit. All in one big run there. Pop in a few of these. We'll pop in a few more, a bit darker. This needs to come in a bit darker as well. Pop in there. I'm going to put in some nice strong blue for this boat. Broken boat. Let's get clear water. Run that out. Run that off there, just leave that to do its own thing. Don't want to mess with that too much, it's quite nice. Pop in some red notes in here. We'll leave this. Just to blend in. We're keeping this all very vague. It's kind of boaty type shapes, but we really don't need to mess around too much. Just want to strengthen this up. It's a little bit insipid. Get a couple of cross shapes there. Going across different sort of directions. We'll have a rope coming off of here, another little rope there. One fading in here. Going to go darker with this Payne's grey now. Pop that in there, just blending and bleeding in. Pop some darker notes in here. A few bits into there. It's just tickling the paper really. Okay, over this other side, I've got this sort of gorse bush. We're just going to pop in some of this raw umber. Just Take this from the side, quite dry. And more touching a bit of the ultramarine just to darken out a bit in places. Kind of balances up the two there. And again, as always, these bottom shapes, just soften them off. There we go. So I'm going to take this out here a little bit. It's looking a bit strange. That's better. Okay. Looking good. I'll just scratch in there. Scratch in here. Put a little scratch there. Now I want to put in another sort of stronger row of distant trees just in this part here. I'll try and keep some of the underpainting in there as well. It just wasn't really working very well. That's better. Again, we'll have some clear water in. I'll leave that. Got a nice light in there. Second bank of trees at the back. Just get rid of this little hair. In here I'm going to pop in a few more sort of browny greens just to strengthen this up a little bit. Pop in some clear water as well. That's better. Because we kind of designed the eye to come round to the boat here. Just pop in some more of this umber. And the suggestion of a few bits of foliage and grasses really. Just come in with some Payne's grey. Darker notes. Adding this in the foreground, it pushes things back. It also sharpens up a little bit of detail, though I want to keep that quite misty effect. We said it was going to be a misty sort of day. Okay, kind of almost done. I'm happy with that. Really quick painting, nice and fresh. We're going to dry this off and then take a look and see how that's worked out. The only thing we haven't got in here is a bit of light, actually, before life rather. I was thinking about putting a figure in, but down in this part of the world, in Norfolk, it tends to be really quite sparse. You don't see too many people around really. It kind of looks like there's a little figure in here on the boat, and we could suggest a little figure. Let's pop a head in there. Someone out working. Or even walking. Doesn't really matter. You could turn this one into a little figure as well, just wandering through the boats. Just make the head slightly bigger. There we go, just a bit of human interest really. We haven't got any shadows in there. We're just going to keep it quite misty for the moment. We're almost done. I'm just going to pop in a couple of crimson and ultramarine shadows in a second, just to bring the whole thing together. And we'll put in shadows from the figures and the boats coming across here, but that'll be the final thing. So, final stage, getting near to the end of this painting. I'm going to mix up some dirty water there. Good. Let's clear that palette out a little bit. And indeed the brushes. There's still lots of that liquid in. Ultramarine. Touch of this alizarin crimson. Got way more than I need there, but anyway. One warmer, one cooler. That's a warmer one. So, we'll just pop in a quick shadow in here. Won't mess about too much. In under near the boat. I'm going to take up these figures. Put some longer shadows in here. Dot in a few bits of shadow colour in here. Now this should dry off quite nicely. It comes in. We'll have a few more longer shadows there. Suggestion of the masts and all the bits and bobs. Pop one in here on this bank. And that's kind of it. The only thing I do want to do, just want to protect the centre part. Just splat in a couple of bits of this. And drop in the spray. Drop in some spray just to keep that misty sort of effect going. It should work quite nicely. And then when all this comes off, you can see that all diffusing in here now. That will probably be it. I'll just soften this off here. Okay. See it when we take the unveiling of the tape when this is all dry. We are almost here, but with reflection I just popped in some Payne's grey, put back in some of these grasses really, and a touch of raw umber. It just didn't seem to be working. It was all a bit blurry down there. I know we wanted it blurry, but we lost the sharpness in the foreground to push back the boat, which was a shame. There we go. That'll do. Put a bit of dry brush in here. We haven't got much dry brush in this painting. We need some of that in just to balance it up a little bit. And now we're going to take off the tape. Let's see what we've got underneath. Yeah, very nice. Morstan Key, misty sort of morning. We've got the marshes, boats, a couple of people out walking. Distant sort of misty trees in the background. Lots of light. Hope you enjoyed that one. Take care now. Remember to subscribe, to like, to comment and ring that bell. And happy painting.